I've noticed a problem, boys. You're both allowing your heightened energy to leak out of you. You must keep it within your body to maximize your power and keep your opponent in the dark.
This story begins a year after Frieza gained his new power called Black Frieza. The Saiyans Son Goku and Vegeta ended up being defeated by Frieza, who had demonstrated the power of his new transformation. And with that, Frieza defeated both Saiyans alone. After the defeat of Goku and Vegeta, the two Saiyans decided to train to learn how to control the full power of their most powerful transformations, which were Son Goku's Ultra Instinct and Vegeta's Ultra Ego. The two Saiyans asked for Whis' help and Beerus with the training, and after the Saiyans trained with the Divine Beings, they managed to reach a certain level of power. And using this power, the Saiyans, Goku and Vegeta, managed to defeat Frieza in his most powerful form. Beerus and Whis praised Son Goku for being the one who fought the most against Frieza, and Vegeta didn't like that at all. According to Beerus and Whis, even though Goku and Vegeta had achieved great power, both Saiyans had not yet reached the full power of Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, which left the Saiyans surprised. Goku and Vegeta then decided that they would have to stay stronger to dominate the Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, and thus defeat Frieza if he returned. Whis and Beerus began training Vegeta. Goku ended up being called by the Daishinkan himself to reach the full potential of Ultra Instinct, something that was not very pleasing to Vegeta because Daishinkan ended up denying his request for training, and Vegeta had to settle for Beerus and Whis. Guys, before continuing this epic story, make sure you leave a like to help the channel, and also subscribe to the channel, guys, so you don't miss any news. 30 years had passed since the day Son Goku and Vegeta began their training to reach their full power. Vegeta was never far from his family as Beerus and Whis trained the Saiyan on planet Earth itself. But Goku stayed away all these years, and as incredible as it may seem, Chi-Chi, Goku's wife, didn't think it was bad because the previous threat to Frieza almost killed her children. And if it was necessary for Goku to go through long years of training so that that would never happen again, Chi-Chi would hope that her husband would become very powerful to protect her and her family. What no one knew was that Vegeta and Frieza had already met, but they didn't fight but became allies because Vegeta no longer wanted to be treated like Goku's shadow, so he decided to take on the role of God of Destruction of the 7th universe, and to do that he needed to remove Beerus from his post, and Frieza wanted Beerus and Goku to be killed, so they allied themselves and prepared to defeat Beerus and Goku so that Vegeta and Frieza could achieve their goals and desires. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, it was possible to see that a party was taking place at the Capsule Corporation as it was Bola's birthday, who was now an adult and even had a son who was much more human than a Saiyan. What no one knew was that the plan of Vegeta and Frieza would start at the party, and Vegeta, who had a plate of food in hand, was already starting the plan. Vegeta said, "Are you sure this will work, Frieza? I don't think this drink will be able to weaken Beerus," said the Prince of Saiyans with a strange drink in his hand. Frieza said, "Don't worry, I've already tested this, and if you mix it with food, Beerus won't even notice. This will work on him as it worked on me. Our power levels aren't very different. Do this quickly, as I'm almost at the end, planet Earth." The Emperor spoke through shouter to Vegeta, who then turned it off and stored the device in a place that no one would notice. Vegeta thought, "So it's finally time to take over the 7th universe and become a god of destruction. And with that I will no longer be in Kakarot's shadow," thought the Prince of Saiyans with a wicked smile on his face. But soon that smile disappeared, and Vegeta went to prepare a plate for Beerus and took the opportunity to put Frieza's drink in Beerus's glass, which upon seeing the plate full of delicious things, he started eating without caring of offering it to anyone. And then Beerus drank the liquid from his glass without noticing that Vegeta had added something. Minutes later, Beerus began to spit blood, and when that happened, everyone present raised their heads and saw Frieza's spaceship enter the Earth's atmosphere, and then Frieza himself came down and faced Beerus. Frieza said, "As I said, the plan would be a success, and judging by the blood in Beerus's mouth, I was absolutely right," said the Emperor while looking at Beerus, who was very serious and irritated because he was unable to release his energy, and every time Beerus tried, he spat out blood as if something was preventing Beerus from releasing his power. Beerus said, "What did you do, Frieza?" Beerus asked, irritated with what was happening at the moment. Frieza said, "Me? I didn't do anything. Vegeta did it. He placed a drug that makes a person weak and unable to use their ki temporarily, and since the one you drank was made especially for you, it is billions of times more powerful. And now that you are weak, we are going to finish you off and dominate 7th universe. Vegeta will take his place as God of Destruction, and I will be the ruler of the 7th universe. The Emperor said while looking at Beerus. As soon as Frieza finished speaking, it was possible to see that everyone was surprised by Vegeta's action. Vegeta said, "Sorry, Beerus, but I'm tired of you thinking you're superior and always talking about the damn Kakarot," said the Saiyan Prince before firing a ki spear at Beerus that left him badly injured. Upon seeing that scene, everyone at the party advanced against Vegeta, but the Saiyan defeated everyone with extreme speed and even knocked out his family members and removed them from the place because he didn't want them to get hurt. When he did this, Vegeta returned and prepared a powerful attack that would put an end to Beerus, and Vegeta, without hesitation, fired the energy attack that, when collided, generated an explosion. But at the same moment, Vegeta felt Beerus' energy, and along with his energy, Vegeta felt the energy of the person he hated the most, and Frieza also felt this energy and gave a big smile. Frieza said, "It looks like you decided to join us, isn't it, Son Goku?" said the Emperor with a smile on his face. Goku said, "I really didn't think you would be so low as to ally with Frieza," said the Saiyan before turning his hair, causing the dust around him to move away, revealing that Goku no longer had fair skin, but rather a blue one, just like that of angels, and his hair was white, with a more silver tone, and not. As he was also wearing the same outfit of the angels, the same one Whis wore. Whis thought, "So he completely mastered the power of Ultra Ego, and thanks to that he practically became an angel. And with the help of my father, Goku was able to stay that way. I'm glad to know he's reached that level of power," thought the angel when he saw Son Goku staring at Vegeta, who was looking angrily at Goku. Vegeta said, "I don't care about his opinion. Kakarot, I'm tired of everyone seeing me as the second strongest, so I'm going to finish you off, and Beerus, and then I'm going to take over as God of Destruction of the 7th universe, after finishing off Beerus. So get out of my way, Kakarot," shouted the Saiyan Prince while looking at his rival, who was looking at him seriously. Goku didn't say anything. He just took a step forward, and at the same moment he disappeared and reappeared in front of Frieza, punching him in the stomach. Goku threw Frieza towards the Capsule Corporation and then threw a kick at Vegeta, who defended himself. But he ended up receiving a point-blank ki attack that made him move away from Goku, who didn't even appear to have made an effort to do that. Vegeta, after receiving that attack, became angry and transformed into a Super Saiyan, and then advanced towards Goku and began attacking his rival with a combo of attacks. But Goku easily dodged all the attacks and defended some in a simple way, which enraged Vegeta, who transformed into Super Saiyan 2, and tried again to attack Goku, who again dodged the attacks. But it didn't take long for several beams of ki to go towards Goku, who dodged them all with simple but refined movements, showing the results of his 3 decades of training. Frieza advanced towards Goku, and Vegeta did the same thing, and with that they both started attacking Goku, who was now in defensive mode. And with a powerful blow, Vegeta and Frieza hit Goku, throwing him away, thus forming a curtain of dust that soon dissipated. And with that, Vegeta and Frieza saw that Goku hid his clothes, removing the dust, showing that it was no big deal for him, which made Vegeta and Frieza irritated by that. Vegeta and Frieza transformed. Vegeta assumed his Super Saiyan God form, and Frieza transformed into his golden form. And seeing this, Goku did not show any expression. The Saiyan remained calm in the face of Frieza and Vegeta's transformation. Vegeta and Frieza advanced towards Goku, attacking the Saiyan from all different directions. Goku ended up receiving most of the attacks, and seeing an opening, Vegeta and Frieza used their powers and fired a powerful wave of ki that ended up destroying a large part of the city behind them. And not only that, but the attack ended up crossing several planets close to Earth. But even though this attack was powerful, it did nothing against Goku. The only thing that happened was that the upper part of his clothes had been destroyed by that attack. Goku said, "This combined attack was powerful and really destroyed a lot of things. Then we solved it with the Dragon Balls. Now I better solve the problem and the threat that you two are to the 7th universe," said the Saiyan, and soon a purple aura appeared around Goku along with some golden spears. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely in the Capsule Corporation, it was possible to see Son Goku with a new aura, similar to that of Ultra Instinct, and a few meters away from him was Vegeta in his Super Saiyan God form, and next to him was Frieza in his form titled Frieza Golden. Both Vegeta and Frieza were surprised by that new form similar to Ultra Instinct, but more powerful than the Ultra Instinct that Goku used 30 years ago. Goku's calmly and slightly serious expression was something that was making Frieza and Vegeta irritated. So both beings raised their powers and advanced towards Goku. Vegeta started trying to punch Goku, but the Saiyan dodged the punch and landed a right hook on Vegeta. Then Goku grabbed Frieza's leg, who had tried to kick him, and using his strength, Goku simply threw Frieza to the ground, before landing a kick on him. In the next instant, Goku did a backflip, dodging a kick from Vegeta, who began to punch Goku. But Goku was defending himself easily, and upon seeing that, Vegeta concentrated his energy in the palm of his hand and tried to fire an energy sphere at Goku, who held Vegeta's hand, causing a small explosion to happen between their hands. In the next second, Vegeta received a powerful punch in the abdomen, causing him to spit blood. Then the Prince of the Saiyans took a kick that made him fly and crash against a piece of the Capsule Corporation. Goku was standing with his back to Frieza. The Emperor, upon seeing this, took out a small ring and put it on his finger, and then Frieza fired a laser beam in the direction where Goku's heart should be. The laser beam hit the target, and that made Frieza smile. But his smile disappeared in a matter of seconds when he saw that his attack had been useless, as it had not even gone through Goku's skin. In the next second, Frieza felt his body being lifted by a kick given by Goku, who punched the Emperor's face, causing it to hit the ground, generating some cracks after Frieza's fall. Goku said, "This trick may have worked years ago, Frieza, but they no longer work on me. It's very disappointing to see that the great Emperor Frieza needs a dirty trick to be able to hurt me," said the Saiyan, and now also the Angel, provoking Frieza, who upon hearing this became very angry and advanced towards Goku. Frieza began to attack Goku with all his might, giving a sequence of blows at a very high speed. But Goku was easily dodging it, and once in a while he landed a blow on Frieza, who became increasingly irritated. The Emperor was not alone, as Vegeta soon appeared, performing several blows on Goku. The Prince of Saiyans was in his Super Saiyan Blue evolution form, attacking Goku at high speed, such a speed that Vegeta punched Goku in the face, and he moved away, giving Vegeta and Frieza an opening, who managed to take the opportunity to attack Goku together, landing several blows on the Saiyan and then finishing Goku with an energy attack that was capable of hurting the Saiyan. Goku, seeing that he was injured, decided to fight seriously, and with that he stood still, facing his two opponents, and then he closed his eyes and sighed. Vegeta and Frieza, seeing that, didn't think twice before attacking, since Goku had his guard down, and at that moment Goku was going to receive the combined blow from his two opponents. The Saiyan disappeared and soon reappeared behind Vegeta and Frieza, who suddenly felt as if they had been hit several times in a fraction of a second. Vegeta thought, "When did he reach this level of power? I've trained for the last 30 years and yet he's still more powerful than me. No, I don't accept that and I never will," thought the Prince of Saiyans, starting to release his power. Driven by pure anger and humiliation for being so weak next to Son Goku, Frieza thought, "I won't be defeated. I wasn't defeated by Beerus in the past, and I won't be defeated by a mere monkey who should have already died along with his others of his species," thought the Emperor, becoming extremely angry. And just like Vegeta, the Emperor began to release his power that was driven purely by anger and the intense hatred he had against Son Goku, the Saiyan who defeated Frieza several times in the past and had already even killed the Emperor. Vegeta, when releasing his full power, ended up activating the power of Ultra Ego at a higher stage than the old Ultra Ego he had. At the moment the Prince of Saiyans activated that power, the upper part of his clothes was destroyed, and a mark of God of Destruction appeared on his chest, similar to what had happened to Toppo during the Tournament of Power. And Frieza, who had also used his full power, ended up activating his Black Frieza form, which was also at a higher level than the old one, as Frieza now had total dominance about the transformation and the power it gave him. Goku, seeing that Vegeta and Frieza were in the most powerful forms, thought about facing the Emperor and the Prince of Saiyans, but Goku realized that the power of the three at that moment was destroying planet Earth just by being present in the place. So Goku put his two fingers to his forehead and teleported from that place, taking Vegeta and Frieza. Soon the three appeared in the empty world where the Tournament of Power had taken place, something that left Vegeta and Frieza surprised, as Goku had not even touched them for them to be teleported from the planet Earth to the empty world. Goku thought, "Luckily I learned to teleport people to other locations without having to touch them, even though there was no key present in the location. At least now planet Earth is no longer at risk of being destroyed," Goku thought before sighing and looking at Vegeta and Frieza, who had already put themselves in a combat stance. And seeing this, Goku also put himself in a combat stance, as the real fight would start at that moment. Goku this time was the one who started the fight, advancing towards Frieza and Vegeta, who upon seeing that also advanced towards Saiyan Goku, and the moment everyone was close to each other, they started a sequence of blows that collided, creating a wave of a gigantic shock spread throughout the void world, making it tremble because of so much power released at once. Vegeta was now attacking Goku with powerful blows that were charged with the energy of destruction, that made his attacks at least 10 times more powerful and deadly than normal. But for some reason, the blows that were hitting Goku didn't have the effect they had. Vegeta was waiting. Frieza already had a ki aura around his fists that had the ability to destroy other people's ki, making the other warrior useless. And just like the energy of Vegeta's destruction, Vegeta's corrosive ki, Frieza wasn't working on Goku, and none of them knew why or how he was doing it. Goku at that moment was receiving several blows from Vegeta and Frieza, but thanks to his training, the Saiyan was developing a defense technique that used the power of destruction, and this technique was being very good in being able to nullify the power of Vegeta and Frieza. Goku suddenly pushed Frieza and Vegeta away using a ki pulse, and then advanced against Frieza, landing a series of punches on the Emperor's face. After doing this, Goku ended up dodging a punch from Vegeta that hit Frieza. Goku took the opportunity to land an elbow on the Emperor's face, Vegeta's stomach along with a left hook. Then Goku fired 2 beams of energy at close range at Frieza and Vegeta, causing both to be seriously injured. Goku thought, "My energy won't last long in this state, so it's time to stop messing around and start hitting them hard." Goku thought, and then advanced towards Vegeta, starting hand-to-hand combat against the Prince of Saiyans. Vegeta was doing well until he felt his energy of destruction being gradually drained, and this caused Goku's aura to increase gradually. Goku, knowing that Vegeta would not stop fighting as long as he was conscious, Goku began to throw very strong and heavy punches, making Vegeta feel his bones being broken with each blow, and after a few seconds, Vegeta ended up being knocked out by a blow from Goku. Frieza, who was far away, observed that fight, and seeing the perfect opportunity, he gathered all his power at once in the center of his hand and concentrated, creating a very powerful spear between his hands, and then he saw that Vegeta ended up being defeated by Goku. Frieza finished smiling. Frieza said, "Vegeta, I'm sorry, but I can't miss this opportunity to kill Son Goku, and you will be my bonus. So don't take me wrong and just die for my ambition and my reign as the new god of destruction of the 7th universe," shouted the Emperor before firing his attack towards Goku, who, upon seeing the attack heading towards him, took on a very serious expression, and soon the energy beam exploded as it got close enough to Goku and Vegeta. Frieza said, "It looks like I finally finished them off, and now I can finally dominate the entire 7th universe, and in the future all 12 universes," the Emperor said with a big arrogant smile on his face, already imagining what it would be like to rule everyone. Goku said, "You shouldn't call yourself the winner without knowing if Frieza really won the battle. Your arrogance will always be your downfall," Goku said, appearing behind Frieza with Vegeta on his shoulder, as if he were a sack of potatoes. Frieza, upon hearing Goku's voice, the Emperor turned and tried to land a blow at Goku, who easily dodged it, and then created a ki attack and fired at Frieza at close range. But the attack was so powerful that it ended up killing Frieza. And how Frieza had disappeared, Goku thought that the Emperor's body had been disintegrated, and with that his mission was complete. Goku said, "When I go back home, I'm going to have to spend some time with Chi-Chi as an apology for being away from home for 30 years. And I hope she cooks something for me because I miss eating her food," Goku said before sighing and disappearing from that place without noticing a small portal closing in the corner of that world. In the 7th universe, 1 week had passed since Son Goku's battle against Vegeta and Frieza, who had teamed up to defeat Beerus and thus rule the 7th universe together. But Vegeta and Frieza did not expect that Goku would return and face them both. Goku was now fine, more powerful, and having spent 30 years training, the Saiyan ended up defeating both enemies and saving Beerus' life in the process. Goku, with his new power that was on the same level as an angel's power, the Saiyan was able to face Vegeta and Frieza at the same time using his maximum power. Goku didn't have many difficulties because the moment Goku decided to end the battle, he defeated Vegeta and Frieza with great ease. With Son Goku's victory, the Saiyan took Vegeta back to the 7th universe, where Beerus almost eliminated Vegeta. But Bulma begged Beerus to spare her husband's life, and when she saw that he wouldn't do that, Bulma asked Goku to save him. her husband, Goku accepted and stopped Beerus from taking Vegeta's life. And to ensure that he was no longer a threat, Goku ended up using his power and stealing a large part of Vegeta's powers, leaving the Prince of Saiyans weak enough that Beerus allowed him to live. But if Vegeta tried something like that again, he would be eliminated by Beerus, who would not hesitate to disintegrate Vegeta. After solving all the problems caused by Vegeta and Frieza, Goku returned to his home, leaving everyone surprised with his new appearance, especially his wife, who admitted that she found the new appearance very beautiful. And as Goku had returned, his family had a party just among friends. And even though Bulma's family did not attend the party, they paid for everything that would be used at the party, as a thank you for Goku saving Vegeta's life. With that, we end today's video. If you want to see the continuation of this incredible story, leave a lot of likes in the video and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you another day, guys. In the 11th universe. Currently in the 11th universe, it was possible to see that the Pride Troopers were completing yet another mission, saving an entire planet from destruction at the hands of a fleet of conquerors who had conquered several planets and only did not dominate that one because the members of the Pride Troopers protected the planet and eliminated everyone who tried to conquer that planet. Among the members of the Pride Troop who were on the planet, it was possible to see Jiren, the most powerful fighter in the 11th universe. He was sitting on a pile of debris meditating. But soon Jiren stopped meditating when he heard Toppo's footsteps approaching him. Jiren said, "Mission accomplished again, right, Toppo? I hope we didn't have any casualties on the civilian side." Jiren said while looking at his friend who, in the future, would be the next god of destruction of the 11th universe. Toppo said, "Yes, like everyone else, we managed to minimize casualties on the civilian side. But now I have something new for you. One that has to do with Son Goku," spoke Toppo, the current leader of the Pride Troopers, and also the future god of destruction of the 11th universe. Jiren said, "About Son Goku, what happened to him? That was so important for you to discover something about him." Jiren asked as he stood up and looked at the leader of the Pride Troopers with a certain curiosity regarding the Saiyan who had defeated him in the past during the Tournament of Power. Toppo said, "According to Vermoth, that Vegeta guy who ended up defeating me in the Tournament of Power joined forces with that evil being called Frieza, and the two came up with a plan to eliminate Mr. Beerus, the god of destruction of the 7th universe. But Son Goku, who had been training for the last 30 years together with the High Priest, appeared and defeated Vegeta and Frieza with tremendous ease, and this was something surprising, since Vegeta and Frieza had a power that matched or even surpassed the power of a god of destruction. And from what Mr. Mormont told me, Son Goku's current power is as great as that of the angels." Toppo spoke while looking at his friend who, upon hearing that, was very surprised to learn the evolution of Son Goku, who acquired so much power in just 30 years of training. Jiren said, "I knew that Son Goku's potential was very great, but I never thought that he would be so powerful to the point of being able to reach the level of being as powerful as an angel. During the last few years, I've been training by Margarita, and I've already managed to overcome Vermont's power. But I don't think I'm capable of defeating Son Goku, and that makes me very excited about facing him." Jiren said with a smile on his face of pure excitement upon hearing that, something that surprised his friend, who was happy to see the excitement on Jiren's face. Toppo said, "It seems that he has no limits in terms of evolution, and that is something very surprising. But you are also much more powerful than 30 years ago. Maybe you are more powerful than Son Goku, but to know that, you two would have to fight again. And who knows, maybe this time you'll be able to defeat Son Goku." Toppo said as he truly believed that his friend could achieve the feat of defeating Goku in his current state. Jiren said, "You're right, and I also believe I can defeat Son Goku. But to be sure of that, I'll have to face him again. Toppo, call Mr. Vermoth and tell him that I would like him to take me to the 7th universe so I can duel against Son Goku." Jiren said with a smile on his face as he looked at Toppo, who just nodded in agreement. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely in Son Goku's house, it was possible to see that the Saiyan was lying in his bed next to his wife, who seemed to be younger. And all this because Goku ended up using his power to make his wife Chi-Chi more jovial. And he did this to her, repaying the wonderful night they had together the night before. Goku had regained all his powers, and after that, within minutes, Goku was outside his house. Goku said, did Jiren come to the 7th universe with Vermoth and Margarita? What do they want here in the 7th universe? Well, I don't think it's something very important, so I'll just ignore it," said the youngest angel Goku, feeling the energy of the three beings reaching the 7th universe. Goku ignored it because it probably wasn't something he should know, and if it was, he would end up finding out. Some time passed, and Goku had just finished eating his breakfast, and as he did, he also ended up feeling the energy of Beerus, Vermoth, Whis, Margarita, and Jiren coming to the right of his house, something that made him sigh and go outside of his house, and upon arriving outside in a matter of seconds, a pillar of energy appeared in front of Goku's house, who had a cup of coffee in his hand. Goku said, "How could I help you today? Because I don't think you came to have breakfast at my house. After all, you didn't leave the 11th universe just for something like that. Especially you, Jiren," Goku said while looking at everyone, especially Jiren, who was surprised by the appearance that Goku now had. After all, it was a very different appearance from his old one. Jiren said, "You've changed a lot since the last time I faced you, Son Goku. I remember that you had black hair and your skin was more tanned. But now your skin is bluish, white, and your hair is silvery white. And that reminds me a lot of when you managed to use the power of Ultra Instinct to its maximum potential during that fight of ours, where I ended up leaving as the defeated," Jiren said as he approached the new angel Goku and greeted him. Goku said, "I must say that you are also very different from 30 years ago, Jiren. At that time, you wouldn't take the initiative to greet me for anything. But now your personality has changed, and apparently your power has also increased. And seeing that you came to my universe, I could tell that you want a friendly duel, am I correct?" asked the new angel while looking at his old enemy Jiren, who smiled at Goku. Jiren said, "I see that time has made you smarter. Yes, I came to the 7th universe to be able to face you. After all, 30 years ago I was defeated, and now I want a rematch," Jiren said excitedly, and this made Goku smile. And then a kind of dome was created in the sky, and they both disappeared and reappeared inside the dome, created to withstand the blows from Jiren and Goku. Upon seeing where he was, Jiren moved away a little, and after a few seconds, Jiren advanced towards Goku, who just took a step to the side, dodging the attack. Then Goku threw a punch in Jiren's stomach, followed by a sequence of blows, finishing with a kick to Jiren's face, throwing him against the dome. Jiren, after receiving the attacks, managed to recover quickly and advanced towards Goku, but faster than before, landing a punch on Goku, who, despite receiving the blow, counterattacked with a kick to Jiren's stomach, who held Goku's leg and then threw it against the dome. Goku was going to continue the fight against Jiren at the same pace, but when he looked lightly at his house, he realized that his wife was waking up, and he didn't want to anger Chi-Chi by fighting close to home. So Goku released his power using the same way he used against Jiren, Vegeta, and Frieza, and advanced towards Jiren, who didn't even have time to react, when he received a sequence of blows that ended up knocking him out. Something that surprised Vermoth and Margarita, as Jiren was not a weak opponent, and being defeated like that left everyone surprised. Goku took Jiren close to Margarita and she completely healed him. Jiren woke up at the same moment. Goku said, "Let's fight again, Jiren, but not today, because I don't want to bother my wife," Goku said while looking at Jiren. Jiren said, "Let's go, but not with this angel power. If I'm going to face you again, it will be against your Saiyan power," Jiren said, and Goku sighed. Goku said, "Sorry, that's impossible. From the moment I became that way, I completely lost my Saiyan powers, and as such my transformations as well," Goku said with a sad sigh, as he liked his old Saiyan transformations. Whis said, "About that, I can help Mr. Goku recover his Saiyan powers," said the angel with a calm smile on his face, surprising Goku with his words. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely at the home of Son Goku and his wife Chi-Chi, it was possible to see that all those who came to planet Earth with Jiren were in the room talking. Chi-Chi was not surprised to see several different beings. She just thought it was funny, the fact that a clown was a god of destruction. Chi-Chi couldn't hold back her laughter, and Vermoth even thought about saying something to threaten her. But the god of destruction of the 11th universe knew that if he tried to eliminate Chi-Chi, the chances of him getting out of the dungeon alive 7th universe were extremely low, as Goku would end his life. As Jiren was stronger than Vermoth, and Goku had easily defeated his most powerful warrior, so Vermoth knew he would not be an opponent worthy of Goku. Chi-Chi said, "Let me see if I understand. Goku and this man called Jiren faced each other, and Goku won easily. Then Goku told him to fight again, but Jiren said he will only face Goku again if he uses his Saiyan power. But Goku, after managing to master the true power of Ultra Instinct, he lost his Saiyan powers and got new ones as an angel, similar to Whis and this woman called Margarita. And according to Whis, he knows of a way for Goku to recover the Saiyan powers he had. I sum it up well, or did I forget something?" Chi-Chi asked after summarizing everything she heard to see if she had understood everything correctly. Goku said, "Yes, dear. Apparently, Whis has a way to recover my Saiyan power, but I thought that was impossible since the High Priest had told me that when I got that way, I had transformed into a being superior, and with that I had lost all the Saiyan power that I had. And even though I tried, I couldn't transform into a Super Saiyan or any other Saiyan transformation that I had." Goku spoke as he remembered that he was no longer able to access his Saiyan power. Whis said, "Indeed, but you can still access the Saiyan power that you had in the past. But to do so, you will have to recover your Saiyan tail, and with that your old powers will return. And don't worry because you won't lose your angel power. In reality, you would practically be a hybrid between an angel and a Saiyan, and probably all your Saiyan transformations will be more powerful than before," said the angel while looking at Son Goku, who was impressed by that. After all, he thought that recovering his Saiyan tail was something impossible to happen. Goku said, "My Saiyan tail? I thought it would be impossible to get her again. It's been so many years since my tail was cut that I thought I would never have it again, much less that I would need it to recover my Saiyan powers. But how are we going to do that?" Goku asked while looking at his wife, who was the only one present in the place who had ever seen him as a child when he still had his tail. Chi-Chi said, "If Goku just needs to recover his Saiyan tail, then we only need Shenron. After all, he has the ability to grant wishes, and I think he should be able to make Goku's tail come back. In reality, I thought that you just hadn't done it until today because you didn't want to accidentally lose control by turning into that giant ape like you did in the past." Son Goku's wife said to her husband, who only now realized that he could have recovered his tail in the past using Shenron, but he never thought about that in the past. Whis said, "In the past this would have been possible, but now it will not be possible to use Shenron's power to recover Goku's tail, since now his power is at a higher level, and thanks to this, Shenron's power is useless. But I can help resolve this in a very simple but somewhat painful way," said the angel while looking at Goku, who was thoughtful. But he soon sighed as he looked at Whis. Goku said, "I accept it even though it's painful, unable to withstand the pain, and it would be worth it to recover my Saiyan power, because I'm also wanting to get my Saiyan power back. I admit I missed the transforming into Super Saiyan," Goku said while lightly scratching the back of his head and looking at Whis. Whis said, "Since that's how it is, then let's go," said the angel, getting up and leaving the house along with the rest of the group, except Chi-Chi, who stayed at the entrance of the house. Chi-Chi said, "Goku, get home before lunch, or at least before dinner," the woman said to her husband, who just nodded positively, and soon he and the rest of the group disappeared in a pillar of energy. World of the Supreme Kai. Currently in the world of the Supreme Kai, it was possible to see a pillar of energy appearing in the place, and from that pillar, Goku's group left, and soon they saw Supreme Kai, who was drinking tea at that moment, waiting for everyone's arrival, as Whis had already warned the Mr. Kaio. Supreme Kai spoke, "You took a long time. I thought you wouldn't need me anymore to help Son Goku recover his Saiyan tail." Supreme Kai spoke calmly while looking at Goku. Goku said, "What are we going to do now? I don't think the Supreme Kai has the ability to make me recover my tail, and along with that my Saiyan powers. I don't want to offend you, the Supreme Kai." Goku said it because he didn't believe the Supreme Kai could help him recover his Saiyan powers. The Supreme Kai said, "Don't doubt me. I can bring your tail back using this." Supreme Kai spoke, showing a cup of tea, something that surprised everyone except Whis and Margarita. Whis said, "That tea has properties to make a person look young, but without changing their appearance itself. In a simple way, by drinking this tea, Mr. Goku will return a few years, but will still remain with his current powers in his body untouchable. This tea only provides the feeling of being younger, recovering the vigor of the Saiyan power, and thus Goku will be able to recover his tail or a part of it. The rest is the part that will hurt," said the angel as he took the tea and took it to Goku, giving it to him, and with that Goku drank the tea, and seconds later he felt strange in his body, as soon as he could see that his tail had grown a little. Goku said, "Well, now I have my tail again, but I don't feel my Saiyan power, and my tail is very small. So, Whis, what's the next step for me to recover my Saiyan power?" Goku asked while looking at the angel, who soon smiled and pulled out a huge pincer from completely nowhere. This surprised Goku and left him scared. Whis said, "In a simple way, you will fly at full speed while I clamp your tail using these clamps, and this will make your tail grow long enough, and when that happens, you will immediately feel your Saiyan powers return. "So let's get started soon," said the angel while looking at Goku, who just sighed and turned to Whis, who used the tweezers to trap Goku's tail. The next angel began to float and propel himself in the air, and little by little Goku's tail began to grow until after a few seconds, it reached the ideal size, revealing that, like his hair, his tail was now silvery white. And at that exact moment this happened, Goku stopped floating and simply transformed into a Super Saiyan, but remained with the same angelic appearance. Goku said, "It looks like we can fight now, Jiren, as I've been away from my wife for the last 30 years, and I want to reward her. So I ask you to come with everything at once because I want to end this fight quickly," asked the hybrid, who transformed again, but now in a Super Saiyan blue form. And seeing this, Jiren just smiled at him. Jiren said, "I understand. My wife also doesn't like it very much when I'm away from home for a long time, especially now that my first child was born. She's already pregnant with our second child. So let's go with everything, Son Goku," Jiren said as he prepared himself and released his power, causing a flaming white aura to surround his body, something that made Goku smile. Goku and Jiren stood still, but after a few seconds, they both disappeared and reappeared in front of each other, clashing their fists, generating an explosion of energy. Soon the two warriors came out of a smoke screen and began to face each other, exchanging a sequence of punches and kicks at high speed, generating other explosions. But these were smaller than the first explosion. Goku then managed to open a gap and threw a punch at Jiren, who managed to turn his body and punch Goku in the face with the back of his fist. But Goku managed to use the strength of that attack to land a kick to Jiren's stomach. Making you take a few steps back, Goku and Jiren smiled at each other when they saw that they were on the same level at that moment. But it didn't take long for both of them to smile at each other and move forward again, starting an exchange of blows between them, where Goku quickly attacked Jiren, landing several blows on him, and Jiren landed a few blows, but the ones he landed were very powerful, making Goku let out a few grunts of pain. Jiren also let go sometimes. But it didn't take long for Jiren to accidentally open his guard, and with that Goku landed a powerful blow to Jiren's stomach, followed by a right hook that sent him flying, and before he knew it, Goku appeared in the sky above Jiren with a Kamehameha ready. And without hesitation, he fired his attack at Jiren, who crossed his arms in an X to defend himself. And with that, a large wave of energy hit Jiren, who went against the ground, and luckily Whis and Margarita were there, because if they weren't, that world would have been completely destroyed by the blows between those two, and Goku's Kamehameha would have ended the rest of the world. After that attack, Jiren was quite injured, but he could still continue the fight. But when looking at Goku, Jiren realized that Goku was still too strong for him, making Jiren sigh as he was still not as good enough a level to make Goku fight using 100% of his power. Jiren said, "I think we can finish here. You're even powerful than you ever were, Son Goku. So it looks like I will have to intensify my training to an extreme level. So get ready because I will reach your level of power, and I will defeat you. I can say that as a promise," Jiren said after getting up and approaching Goku, greeting him as a sign of a good fight. Goku said, "I'm looking forward to facing you again, Jiren, so become more powerful, and don't think that I won't train either. After all, I feel that my Saiyan power hasn't reached its maximum potential yet. So don't be surprised if our next duel, I appear with a new transformation." Goku was excited as he held Jiren's hand and squeezed it, just like Jiren himself. Beerus said, "It seems that now these two have become rivals. Two rivals with gigantic power who belong to different universes. That's something you need to see," commented the God of Destruction of the 7th universe, upon seeing that scene. In the 6th universe. Currently in the 6th universe, more precisely on the planet of the God of Destruction of the 6th universe, it was possible to see Vados, the angel responsible for that universe, sitting on a tree branch while eating some food such as vegetables and fruits. In front of Vados was her staff, which showed a large holographic screen where you could see the 6th universe. Vados was carrying out an inspection of the universe to ensure that everything was okay, and that his universe would not be destroyed again during a possible tournament of power. Guys, before continuing this epic story, make sure you leave a like to help the channel, and also subscribe to the channel, guys, so you don't miss any news. Vados realized that in recent years, her universe was slowly being destroyed, and she didn't know why. What Vados knew was that this had been happening for a few years, and it was because of an evil energy. As Vados didn't know what to do to stop that evil energy, the angel was thinking about how to solve it. And as Champa, the God of Destruction of that universe, just ignored her words, Vados would have to solve it alone, and if she didn't solve it, Champa would complain. Since according to him, the God of Destruction's duty was to just destroy some planets or any threat to the universe itself. Anything other than that was the angel's duty. Vados said, even though I thought of different ways to solve this problem, they would only delay the process of destroying the planets at the hands of this evil energy, which it's very strange, as it seems to have several origins in different parts of the 6th universe, and some of them seem to be at the limit of the universe. The evil energy did not affect the 7th universe, which is a good thing. Vados spoke while analyzing the hologram that showed all the planets in the 6th universe, and the evil energy that was spreading and destroying the universe little by little. Some planets had already been completely destroyed by the evil energy. Thinking and analyzing a little what was happening, Vados was trying to find a solution to that problem related to the gradual destruction of that universe. But soon an idea crossed her mind, one that could save the universe, and the only thing she would need was with the help of her twin brother who lived in the 7th universe. Vados said, I was thinking of ways to handle the situation in different ways, and they were all quite complicated, but the answer was in my face the whole time, and it was the simplest and easiest to do. I just need to gather all 7 Super Dragon Balls, and then invoke Super Shenron, and with that I can make the 6th universe get rid of this mysterious evil energy. And not only that, but I will make all the planets return to normal, and all those who lost their lives because of this energy will also come back to life. And with this, I will have single-handedly avoided another crisis in the 6th universe, since my god of destruction only knows how to eat and sleep. Vados spoke to herself while looking at the holographic screen that immediately began to search for the presence of the Super Dragon Balls. And as Whis had implemented a radar in Vados' staff, it would be easier to find the Super Dragon Balls. After a few minutes, the radar manages to find the location of all the Super Dragon Balls, and upon seeing this, Vados went to the Super Dragon Balls. But upon seeing the first one, Vados noticed that the Super Dragon Ball was strange, because it had details dark for a large part of it. And upon seeing that, Vados was surprised and at the same time shocked, because upon feeling the energy of the Super Dragon Ball, the angel realized that the evil power that was destroying her universe was being released from the Super Dragon Ball, and that made the angel worried. After all, Super Shenron was a being whose power could easily bring a destroyed universe back to life. So if Shenron was corrupted by evil energy, not only the 6th universe would be in danger, but also all the other universes would be in danger, and would likely be destroyed by the power of an evil Super Shenron. Vados said, the Super Dragon Balls were responsible for the evil energy, but why are they like that? No, maybe only this one is corrupted, and the others are not. I have to go and see the other spheres. Vados spoke, and then went after the other Super Dragon Balls, and when Vados found all the Super Dragon Balls, she saw that each one of them was corrupted, and this made the angel worried. Luckily, it was possible to reverse the process and purify that energy. Vados said, damn, all the Super Dragon Balls are corrupted, and they are the ones releasing this evil energy throughout the 6th universe. And without them, it will be impossible to purify the entire 6th universe. As I am an angel, I could purify the universe itself, but it would take a long time, and most likely the energy will spread faster than I can purify it. So I only have one choice, and that is to purify all the super spheres of the dragon, and then I will summon Super Shenron and bring the 6th universe to its original glory. Vados spoke, determined to purify the 7 Super Dragon Balls to cleanse all the evil energy that was in the 6th universe. Vados concentrated and sat in a lotus posture in front of the Super Dragon Balls, and then began to release golden energy and began shooting at the sphere. The energy that Vados released was completely pure, and with it, the evil energy that was inside the sphere, little by little, it began to be purified. But the more energy Vados sent to the sphere, the more necessary the amount of energy was to purify the sphere. And when Vados stopped a little, she saw that a large part of the Super Dragon Ball had already been purified. The angel smiled when she saw that her work was working, but suddenly the Super Dragon Ball began to corrupt again at a high speed, becoming more corrupted than before, something that caused Vados to be in shock. Vados said, how is this possible? The evil energy has already permeated the Super Dragon Ball so much that even though I purify the spheres, if I stop in the middle of the process, it becomes even more corrupted again. And the more energy I use to purify, the more energy is needed. And the worst of everything is that even though I'm an angel, I don't have unlimited energy. And purifying the evil energy from the Super Dragon Ball is a huge waste of energy, and that's very bad. I would have to ask for help from the other angels, but I doubt they are willing to help me. And the only one who could probably do that would be my brother, Whis. and possibly Son Goku, who has now also become an angel. Wait, Son Goku is also an angel now! As Goku has just become an angel, he has the purest energy among all angels. And because he has a pure heart, he is my best chance of saving my universe from the destruction of this evil energy that the Super Dragon Balls are releasing. Vados said, now much more excited to see that she had a chance to prevent her universe from being destroyed by the evil energy of the Super Dragon Balls, which until now was unknown as to why they were in that state. Vados, with a plan in mind, the angel returned to the planet of the god of destruction of the 6th universe. But before that, she took the 7 Super Dragon Balls and placed them in a corner of the 6th universe, with several sacred chains binding them and reducing the quantity of evil energy that was being released by the Super Dragon Balls. Upon arriving on the planet of the god of destruction, Vados immediately woke up Champa and said they would go to the 7th universe, something that Champa did not like, as he did not want to go to his twin brother's universe. In addition to being angry at having been woken up by his angel, and even though she said it was for the good of the 6th universe, Champa was still angry and didn't want to go. But after Vados said that he would eat some delicious food and sweets, he was excited to go to the 7th universe. And with that, Champa and Vados went to the 7th universe. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, if more precisely on planet Earth in Son Goku's house, it was possible to notice that he was currently lying on the grass outside his house, together with his wife, and the two were spending a calm and relaxing moment right among the two, something they started doing with some frequency. But the couple's peace soon ends when a pillar of energy appears in front of the Saiyan's house, who immediately opened his eyes and saw the pillar of energy, something that made him sigh as he already knew he had work to do. Goku said, "It seems like they need my help, but I didn't expect it to be so quick." Now that I was almost asleep, Goku said before sighing, as he was almost asleep unlike his wife who had managed to sleep some time before. Chi-Chi said, "It seems like they need you now since you're half an angel, different from when you were a Saiyan warrior." She spoke in a fun way as she looked at the angels who had arrived at her home seeking her husband's help again. Goku said, "What do you need this time, Whis? Do you want me to help solve any of Beerus' problems again?" He asked while looking at the angel of the 7th universe, who just shook his head. Whis said, "This time, I'm not the only one who needs your help, Goku," said the angel, and then his sister continued speaking. Vados said, "Actually, I would like to ask for your help this time, Mr. Goku. I need you to help me save the 6th universe." Vados soon bowed slightly close to the Saiyan, who was very surprised by that. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely in Son Goku's house, it was possible to see that the newest angel was inside his house sitting on the sofa with his wife by his side, and in front of them was Whis and Vados. As Whis was inside the subject, he was drinking tea and eating cookies, while his sister was dealing with serious matters with Son Goku. Goku said, "Vados, could you repeat what you said before? I understood the part about the destruction of the 6th universe, but I didn't understand why the Super Dragon Balls are responsible for this. After all, they were responsible for saving several universes in the past, and were also responsible for bringing planet Earth from the 6th universe back to life. So I don't understand why they would be responsible for the gradual destruction of the 6th universe." Goku asked, as he had only understood part of what Vados had said. Goku did not understand why the Super Dragon Balls were gradually destroying the 6th universe. Vados said, "I also didn't know why it was happening, but after I talked to Whis, I realized that the Super Dragon Balls had a different energy than when we first used them to restore planet Earth in my universe. Then, as a result, the energy of the spheres changed, but very little, almost impossible to notice. But after we used the Super Dragon Balls to bring all the universes destroyed during the Tournament of Power back to life, I analyzed it and realized that there was a big change. But it didn't seem to be a big deal at the time. But now they are releasing a corrosive evil energy that is destroying all the planets in the 6th universe and taking billions of lives. And the worst thing is that I don't know why that is happening, or why the spheres have been corrupted in this way," Vados said before sighing, as she really had no idea why the super spheres were that way. Chi-Chi said, "Maybe the Super Dragon Balls absorbed the evil of the beings that brought back to life. Bulma once told me that she was afraid that Shenron would become corrupted if he absorbed the evil of the beings he revived. So I would say that this could have happened with the Super Dragon Balls, and now the energy they originally released has become an evil energy, which is destroying the 6th universe. And even if you try to purify the evil energy, It won't work because the amount of evil energy is much greater. It will only work if you release an amount of energy so pure that no evil energy will be able to corrupt it. But this is just my view on the situation. It shouldn't be a big deal, since I'm just a mere mortal. Chi-Chi spoke, expressing her opinion on the subject, and her knowledge regarding the Dragon Balls that were similar to the Super Dragon Balls. Vados, upon hearing the opinion about what had happened with the Super Dragon Balls, was surprised by the deduction of a mortal. Chi-Chi's words made a lot of sense, and this made the angel and her brother slightly irritated with themselves because it was something so brilliant to the point that only a genius would know the answer. In reality, it was quite obvious if someone knew the Dragon Balls and how they worked. Vados said, "Actually, what you just said makes total sense, and I even feel like an idiot for not having thought about it before, and I spent 30 years learning about the Super Dragon Balls and the Dragon Balls that some Namekians created in my universe, and yet I couldn't understand enough to reach that conclusion," Vados said before sighing. The angel was very disappointed in herself for not having been able to reach that conclusion before without the help of Chi-Chi, who was just a mere mortal. Goku said, "Okay, now we know how the Super Dragon Balls got the way they are at the moment, but now how do you intend to purify all that evil energy? Because I'm sure you're here because you need me to do this. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be here right now asking for my help and explaining to me about everything that's happening in the 6th universe. So what exactly do you want with me, and what can I do to solve this problem?" The half Saiyan asked while looking at the angel, who took a deep breath before speaking. Vados said, "I came to ask you to go to the 6th universe and use your power to purify the 7 Dragon Balls. Before you ask me why I'm asking this of you, when I could do this, it is because you are an angel who was born recently, so to speak, and therefore your energy is purer than that of an angel like me. And since you already had a good heart when you were just a mortal, your energy is already much purer than a newborn angel. So I think you must be able to do what not even all angels can do at the moment. Only my father could do this, but he's too busy, and his duty is to Zeno-sama and not the universes that we should take care of," said the angel with a certain embarrassment of asking Goku for that. Goku said, "Well, since you need my help, I will help you. After all, I don't want the 6th universe to be destroyed by this evil energy. And also, if this evil energy destroys the 6th universe, it could pass to the other universes, and this could end up destroying all 12. That is, if we don't end it soon. So I'm helping you and at the same time solving a problem that I would possibly have to solve in the future. So solving it now is my best option. Besides, what I don't want is that people like Hit, Kaba, Cauliflower, and Kale to lose their lives because of this evil energy," said the hybrid before looking at his wife, who really didn't like seeing her husband talking about 2 Saiyans, something that Goku noticed and just sighed when he saw that his wife was still jealous. Whis said, "Since we've decided what we're going to do, then we should go to the 6th universe quickly, because apparently Mr. Goku has his own things to do, and so do I. Even more so now that Mr. Beerus has decided to train not to depend on Goku again," said the angel, standing up and looking at Goku, who was happy to know that Beerus decided to get stronger, so as not to be almost killed by anyone again. Goku said, "Since we've decided what we're going to do at this point, let's go now, because I have to go visit Pan, because I promised I'd teach her how to transform into Super Saiyan 3, and Pan is already mad at me for canceling it. And I don't want to irritate my granddaughter any more than she already is," said the Saiyan, revealing some of the family problems. Vados said, "Let's go. Don't worry, Miss Chi-Chi will bring your husband safely, even though he doesn't need protection," Vados said before bowing slightly to Chi-Chi, who did the same thing, and then they left the house and went to the 6th universe using an energy pillar. In the 6th universe. Currently in the 6th universe, it was possible to see Goku and his group arriving at the place where all 7 Super Dragon Balls were held, which were trapped by chains made of pure energy. When he got there, Goku began to look at the Super Dragon Balls, which were almost completely black, and even though he was very close to the evil energy, it did not affect Goku as his pure energy purified the evil energy the moment it touched him. Goku said, "Apparently this is very serious here. Well, let's start doing that," said the Saiyan, who soon concentrated his energy in his hands and shot towards the spheres to purify them. But the moment he stopped purifying them, the Super Dragon Balls became corrupted again, and now they were almost completely corrupted. Goku said, "Instead of purifying the Dragon Balls, I only corrupted them even more after that. How could I solve this problem?" said the Saiyan while looking at the spheres, until he had a really crazy idea. But it was the only thing he was thinking about at that moment. Goku concentrated and then began to speak in the language of the gods, and seconds later the spheres glowed in a purple tone and began to come together to invoke Super Shenron. At that moment, Goku used his power and transformed into pure energy, and went to the spheres, entering into the great light that had formed, and moments later Vados and Whis saw that Goku was different. He was completely golden, with 2 large pairs of golden wings on his back, and his Saiyan tail ended up becoming a great golden dragon tail. Goku had fused with Super Shenron himself, and when he opened his eyes, they were the same color as Super Shenron's eyes. Vados and Whis were shocked when they saw what had happened and what Goku had done. Before the angels could question what Goku had done, he began to release golden energy from his wings, an energy that began to purify the evil energy that was around him. So Goku began to fly through the 6th universe at a speed greater than that of light, and in a few minutes Goku had already managed to fly and purify the entire 6th universe. After his mission was accomplished, Goku's body glowed brightly, and then the 7 Super Dragon Balls appeared around him, and they were all purified, and Goku was already in his original form. It didn't take long for the Super Dragon Balls to begin to divide, going to all sides of the 6th and 7th universes. Goku said, "It seems that everything went well in the end, and before you ask me, I summoned Super Shenron and temporarily fused with his power and purified the entire universe. So now that I have done what was asked of me, I will return home, because after that I need several hours of sleep and a lot of food." Goku spoke breathlessly, showing that joining the power of Super Shenron generated great physical exhaustion.
In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, it was possible to see Son Goku in his home resting after having eaten a lot. The Saiyan had spent a large amount of energy when fusing with Super Shenron to purify the entire 6th universe. After that, Goku returned to the 7th universe where his wife was waiting for him. And ironically, Chi-Chi had made several dishes of food for her husband, and she had done this simply because she had a feeling that her husband would need to eat a lot to replenish his energy. So at the moment Goku returned to his house, he told about his adventure in the 6th universe, and after saying everything that happened, Goku started to eat everything his wife had prepared and then went straight to his bed to rest, as Son Goku was still going to train with his granddaughter that same day, and as he didn't want to disappoint Pan, he needed to have renewed energy. After a considerably long rest, Son Goku awoke from his sleep, but he awoke simply because he felt the key of an old rival who was now very weak. Vegeta was now at the door of his house waiting for Goku to come to him, and feeling the presence of the Prince of Saiyans, Goku got up and sighed, and when he got up he saw his wife opening the bedroom door to talk about the visit. Guys, before continuing this epic story, I left your like to help the channel, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news. Chi-Chi said, "Apparently you've already woken up, and from what I already know about your new powers, I'd say you already know who's there wanting to talk to you, right? I noticed that Vegeta looks strange. It seems like his personality hasn't improved at all," said the woman before sighing while looking at her husband. Chi-Chi didn't like Vegeta's arrogant and proud personality from the beginning, but she learned to ignore the Prince of Saiyans and to walk away when he acted arrogantly. Goku said, "Yes, I know Vegeta is outside wanting to talk to me, but I really have no idea what he wants to talk about. Vegeta is arrogant and proud, and that's something that will never change, even with his powers sealed, but I'm really curious about why he came to our house. After all, I should be the person he hates most in this world, since I sealed his powers, and now the Saiyan Prince is no longer so powerful as to be a threat to Beerus or any other divine being. And even though Vegeta is a possible threat to planet Earth, I know he wouldn't do anything. After all, he loves his own family and wouldn't kill or risk the lives of any of them," the hybrid said now with a hand on his chin thoughtfully. After all, Vegeta wouldn't go to his house for no reason, and that was making Son Goku curious. Chi-Chi said, "Well, I think the only way for you to find out what Vegeta wants is to go there and see, and please do it quickly. I didn't trust him before, and after what he did, I trust him even less. So no, I want Vegeta to stay close to our house, and much less to our children and grandchildren," said the woman while looking at her husband in a fearful way. Chi-Chi didn't like Vegeta, and she had a certain fear of what he would be capable of doing even with his powers weakened. After all, Vegeta was the type of person who would do anything for power, and even though his behavior improved after he married Bulma and had his family, that desire for power that was inside him still existed, and that made Chi-Chi afraid of Vegeta. Goku said. You know you don't need to have all this fear and fear, Chi-Chi. Vegeta now no longer has the power he once had. I sealed most of his powers. He is no longer a threat to any of us. Vegeta may still have some of his powers, but the powers he still has are not enough to defeat any of our children. After all, Gohan is so powerful that he reaches a power level similar to that of Vegeta with Ultra Ego activated, and Goten has the ability to transform into a Super Saiyan God, thanks to training that he did with Trunks under Whis supervision. So there's no need to be afraid because we all know how to defend ourselves. Goku said as he approached his wife and held her face in a gentle way. Chi-Chi said, I know that, but I'm still scared that something bad will happen, and that's a mother's thing. Even though I know that they are strong and they all have the ability to protect themselves and their families, I still worry with them, and even though I know that you are now as powerful as an angel like Whis, I still worry that you will end up getting hurt in battle like you always did in the past. Back then we had the Dragon Balls to bring you back and bring everyone back to life, but now you and our children are at a divine level in terms of power, and I'm afraid that Shenron doesn't have the ability to bring you back to life if you end up dying in combat. Chi-Chi spoke in a lower tone, showing how worried she was about not having her children and her husband by her side if they ended up dying. Goku said, none of us will die, Chi-Chi. I can guarantee you that, and for you to be more at ease, I'm going to create some objects that will make an impenetrable barrier to keep away anyone who tries to do any harm to someone in our family, so there's no need be so worried about anything like that. Goku said as he looked at his wife in a different way than he did in the past. After all, Goku didn't show so many feelings in the past, and that left Chi-Chi surprised and happy. Chi-Chi said, you changed even after becoming half angel. I think that in addition to becoming more beautiful with that appearance, you also became more loving, so I should thank Daishinkan when I see him. After all, he made you look like that. Chi-Chi said with a sweet smile on her face as she looked at her husband, who just laughed a little embarrassed. Goku said, apparently my training not only increased my power but also improved my personality, and now I can be a better husband for you. Goku spoke a little embarrassed, but the couple's atmosphere was soon interrupted when they heard the noise of someone knocking on the door of his house. Chi-Chi said, apparently Vegeta is impatient with your delay. I think you'd better go and see him soon, or else Vegeta will end up knocking down the door, and I don't want that to happen. Chi-Chi said while looking at her husband, who just sighed at that. After all, he didn't want to have to talk to Vegeta at that moment, but apparently Goku would really have to do that. Goku said, apparently I'm going to have to talk to Vegeta. I just hope it's not something that bad because I honestly don't feel like hearing Vegeta complaining about anything, especially about the sealing of his powers. Goku said before sighing. After all, he didn't feel like listening to the complaints of his former Saiyan rival. Even though Goku didn't want to, he left his room and went to the living room where he opened the door and came face to face with Vegeta, who still had a proud and arrogant posture, and seeing this, Goku just sighed and left the house, closing the door. Goku said, apparently you haven't changed much, have you, Vegeta? Goku commented upon seeing his former friend's posture that even without most of his powers, his personality didn't seem to have changed at all. Vegeta said, even without my powers, I will never change the way I am. I will never abandon my Saiyan pride and much less my arrogance as a prince. Neither you nor anyone else can change that, Kakarot. Vegeta spoke with his usual arrogant and proud posture while looking at Goku, who just sighed. Goku said, Vegeta, just tell me why you came to my house because I know you wouldn't come here just for nothing, so say what you want and then leave. Goku said while facing his old rival. Vegeta said, I want you to give me back my powers. In short, I want you to break this seal and give back the strength that I worked so many years to achieve. Vegeta said while looking at Goku, who was going to say something, but Vegeta didn't let him and continued talking. Vegeta said, look, I want to possess my powers again, but this time, I'm not going to try to kill Beerus to become the new god of destruction of the 7th universe, so I'm going to ask Beerus to let me temporarily replace him, and I know he will allow me to replace him. And the reason is very simple. Beerus doesn't do his duty as god of destruction of the 7th universe correctly and spends his days eating and sleeping. So if I take his place, I will do his duty in the right way, and Beerus will not lose his position as destroyer before the other gods of destruction, and he will still be able to do what he wants without worrying about taking care of the 7th universe, and I will be able to fulfill my dream of being the god of destruction of the 7th universe. So it would be a way for Beerus and and I to get what we want, and in the end, no one loses. Vegeta said while looking at Goku, who upon hearing this sighed, but what Vegeta said made complete sense and the chances of Vegeta trying to deceive Goku would be low. Goku said, "Okay, I'll give you this second chance, but I'll tell you that if you try to do something like in the past, you won't survive, and it won't be Beerus who ends your life, but me, and I'll tell you that if I eliminate you, not even Super Shenron will be able to bring you back to life." Goku spoke in a very serious tone that ended up making Vegeta feel a chill down his spine. Goku, after saying this, approached Vegeta and touched his forehead, releasing his power again, and in the next instant an aura of destruction surrounded Vegeta's body, one that was much more powerful than the original Ultra Ego, and after a few seconds, Goku saw that Vegeta had activated the power of Ultra Ego, but a version superior to the old one he had in the past, and that surprised Goku. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, it was possible to see Goku and Vegeta in front of Son Goku's house where he lived with his wife Chi-Chi. At that moment, Goku was looking at Vegeta, who had just recovered his powers because Vegeta had convinced Goku to release his powers, claiming that he would become the god of destruction of the 7th universe. But for this to happen, Vegeta said that he would not eliminate Beerus, but rather replace him to do his job as a substitute god of destruction. And with that, no one would have to get hurt. And as Goku agreed to that, the half-angel ended up releasing Vegeta's powers. And the moment he felt his original power return to his body, he transformed into something similar to Ultra Ego. But a more powerful version, Goku was able to feel right away that this transformation was much more powerful than the original Ultra Ego that Vegeta possessed. Goku said, "What kind of power is this, Vegeta? In our last fight, you hadn't used this power, and remembering the way you were that day, you would definitely use this power to surprise me and eliminate me in a moment of carelessness, and you would even try to eliminate Beerus without the need for help of Frieza if you were using your current power," asked the half-angel while looking surprised at the new transformation of his former rival. Vegeta said, "It looks like I was right. This one Kakarot is my Ultra Ego Level 2 power. A more powerful version than the original Ultra Ego and with a more refined and pure destruction energy than the previous transformation, which makes it more powerful and destructive than before." Vegeta spoke with a huge arrogant and proud smile on his face, while a violet aura surrounded his body, showing his grandeur in the face of inferior creatures. Goku said, "How did you get this power? You're supposed to have your power sealed, so how did you get a new divine transformation?" Goku asked, really curious and intrigued about the fact that Vegeta had obtained that new power by having his divine powers sealed by Goku after his battle against Vegeta and Frieza. Vegeta said, "I was already trying to evolve the power of Ultra Ego before having my powers sealed, and after you sealed them, I continued training to refine my energy, and the moment you released my powers, they were automatically refined, and with this, my Ultra Ego managed to evolve into its second stage, which is an even more dangerous version than the previous one. So just as you became an angel after mastering Ultra Instinct, I became a true god of destruction when mastering and evolved the power of Ultra Ego to level 2, which makes me a being superior to mortals, and just like the Super Saiyan god, I can stay in this transformation for as long as I want. I could stay that way permanently," Vegeta said while looking at his former rival, who was surprised to see and hear that, and now Goku and Vegeta were as if they were a god of destruction and his guiding angel. Goku said, "Apparently we both reached a level that no one would ever imagine reaching. We thought we would be the most powerful mortals in the universe, and now we are two divine beings who can live thousands of years. In reality, we are both hybrids, and we are still half mortal, even though we are divine beings. After all, we've come a long way, Vegeta." Goku spoke with a slight smile on his face as he looked at Vegeta and remembered the past when they met and faced each other, and in the future became rivals who were always looking to become more powerful. Vegeta said, "After becoming an angel, did you become more sentimental, Kakarot? Because your old self wasn't someone who would say that. In reality, if you were the same Saiyan from the past, you probably would have called me for a fight just to see the power of Ultra Ego Level 2 firsthand, but you don't even want to fight more. And I realized that since our last fight," said the Prince of Saiyans while looking at Goku, who ended up laughing. The newest angel really was different from how he was before becoming a divine being, just as Vegeta was now too. Goku said, "Becoming half angel made my mind change, and I didn't become sentimental or anything like that, Vegeta, but I admit that I stopped thinking that the world of martial arts was the only thing I had to do at that time. I wanted to be the strongest being, and now I have achieved my goal, and I have more reasons to try to overcome my limits. And so now I want to do what I haven't done in recent years, which is pay attention to my wife, my children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. I admit that I really didn't want to face you that time because I don't want to have to fight you anymore. I really wasn't fighting against the Vegeta that I know and consider a rival, but with the one who tried to kill me several times in the past, and I was already tired of facing the Saiyan Prince. In fact, I thought a lot about whether or not I should end you at that moment, but Bulma would want to kill me if I did that after all. Even though you are an idiot sometimes, she loves you a lot, and as one of her childhood friends, I would be an asshole if I killed the Saiyan that Bulma loves." Goku spoke while looking at the sky, and Vegeta was very surprised by his words. After all, the Goku of the past wouldn't be able to speak that way even if it were written on paper. Vegeta said, "You really changed. I never thought you would ever say something like that." "Well, that's actually good. After all, I need an angel to help me with the God of Destruction's work, and as Beerus won't be working, and neither will Whis, since he's Beerus' angel and wouldn't help me, especially after what I did, so he will probably rest with Beerus and you will help me in my work as God of Destruction." Vegeta said while looking at Goku, who was surprised by his words. After all, he didn't expect Vegeta to say that. Goku said, "I want to be with my wife, acting like a perfect couple, and you're already trying to get me a job as your assistant? In fact, what about Bulma and her children? Are you going to leave her alone with your children and grandchildren?" Goku asked before sighing. After all, he just wanted to have a calm life and wouldn't like to work for Vegeta as his angel, much less for Beerus, who was more boring than the Prince of Saiyans. Vegeta said, "I'm not going to spend all day working as God of Destruction. I'm going to do my duty as God of Destruction, and I'm going to try to win back Bulma along with my children, and while I do that, you can have yours wife and your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. After all, just like you, I have to reward my family for the things I did in the past and also did with my family members, so you don't need to worry about that," Vegeta said while looking at Goku, who thought a little and then sighed. Goku said, "Okay, I'll be your angel, so if you ever go crazy and want to destroy the entire universe, I can stop you." Goku said, accepting to be Vegeta's angel and help him on that journey as God of Destruction that he would have if Beerus accepted his proposal, something that wouldn't be so complicated to happen, especially with Goku being the angel responsible for him, and how Goku was not a complete angel. He did not follow the rules of non-aggression like the other angels, so if necessary he could face, defeat, and possibly kill Vegeta or other beings that threaten the 7th universe. Vegeta said, "Okay, then let's go, because the faster we do this, the faster we can start acting like God of Destruction and his angel." Vegeta spoke, and then Goku returned to his house and told Chi-Chi that he was going to leave and that he would return later, and then Goku approached Vegeta and the two teleported to the Capsule Corporation. When they got there, Beerus and the other warriors present were with serious expressions and ready for a possible fight. Goku said, "It seems like they didn't really like seeing that you've recovered your powers and that you're even stronger," Goku said while looking around and seeing that many were worried about Vegeta's power. Vegeta said, "Before you say anything, Kakarot released my power so I can temporarily replace you, Beerus, but I'm not going to try to do anything this time because even though I'm powerful in my new form, I'm still not capable of defeating Kakarot, and I know that he will eliminate me the moment I rebel," Vegeta said while looking at Beerus and Whis. Beerus was surprised. Beerus said, "Replace me? Do you really think that I will give my position as God of Destruction to you so easily? It doesn't matter if it was Goku who said that. I will not stop being the God of Destruction of the 7th universe," Beerus said, irritated while looking at Goku and Vegeta. Goku said, "Vegeta will not become the God of Destruction of the 7th universe, but rather his temporary replacement where he will work as the God of Destruction of the 7th universe while you stay here resting and relaxing without worrying about your duties of God of Destruction. And since you don't do your duty as a destroyer correctly, then it wouldn't be a bad thing for you. After all, Vegeta would do his job and you would still be the God of Destruction of the 7th universe. And I'll make sure he doesn't do anything bad as God of Destruction. And since I'll be kind of acting like Vegeta's angel, Whis can rest assured and take a vacation just like you, Beerus," spoke the half-angel while looking at the destroyer of that universe together with his angel Whis. Both were surprised, as was everyone else present. Beerus said, "Since it's like that, Vegeta can be the god of destruction while I take my vacation with Whis. But Vegeta better not try to take my position permanently, or else I wouldn't kill him. And yes, everyone who lives on this planet, and that includes the lives of your family members." The Destroyer spoke seriously, making everyone except Goku and Vegeta fear for their lives. The two half-Saiyans just nodded, and then Goku summoned an angel staff, more precisely his staff, and then hit his staff on the ground, and thus changing Vegeta's clothes looked like a true god of destruction, and he also changed his clothes to that of an angel. Then a pillar of energy surrounded the bodies of Goku and Vegeta, and they soon disappeared from the place, leaving everyone surprised at the speed at which things happened. In the 7th universe, a few weeks had passed since the day Goku and Vegeta temporarily took over from Whis and Beerus so that the two divine beings could take a break from their respective jobs and functions. During this time, both Beerus and Whis took the opportunity to explore places on planet Earth, and the two divine beings always stayed in a place where Bulma was the owner. Beerus and Whis took advantage and had fun as if they were two simple mortals, and for humans not strange. Bulma ended up giving both divine beings devices to make Beerus and Whis look like humans, and even though Beerus didn't want to use it, he only used it so he wouldn't be bothered by any human because he knew that as humans were a primitive race, they could end up finding Beerus and Whis' true form. Strange, and in the worst case scenario, a war could break out between humans and divine beings, but Beerus already knew that that would be a huge waste of time. But he still ended up using that device, and Whis did too, and they both enjoyed the places they went to and the food they were trying very well. Everything was being paid for by Bulma, who didn't even care as money had never been a problem for her and her family. Now with Goku and Vegeta, the two were doing their new jobs with excellence, and after some time the Half-Angel and the Prince of Saiyans returned to planet Earth for a while to be with their respective families, and with that their relationship with their families would not be affected, something that Goku did not ask for but demanded from Vegeta. After all, Goku had said that he would only be Vegeta's angel if he could still return to planet Earth to spend time with his family, something that Bulma and Chi-Chi accepted and even thanked for doing this, even though the women were used to the fact that their husbands were away from home training or doing other things. They were happy because at least every 2 days they would both get to see their husbands, and even though Bulma was in a complicated relationship with Vegeta because of the latest events, she still missed the Saiyan prince a lot. And when Vegeta left, Bulma felt alone. After all, her children were already grown up and no longer lived with her. Guys, before continuing this epic story, leave your like, and of course if you want to help the channel, leave your super thank you, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news. Vegeta as the temporary god of destruction of the 7th universe. He was doing very well destroying some planets that did not help in the development of the universe, and the planets that he had to destroy the most were the planets that were being taken over by Frieza's army, which even after his death, his army still did the same things as its commander, which was conquering the planets. So Vegeta ended up using his power to eliminate a large part of Frieza's army so that they couldn't go around destroying and conquering the other planets, and Goku, who was at Vegeta's side, ended up using his power to help those oppressed people so that the planets could prosper at the hands of their original inhabitants, something that proved to be wise on Goku's part, and even Vegeta insisted on destroying those planets Goku did not allow, as they had hope of improving the 7th universe, and these beings were not to blame for what Frieza's army did to them and their planet. Vegeta was clearly irritated by that, as Goku was an angel who should advise and not stop Vegeta from doing the things he wanted to do. Even so, Goku didn't allow it and even used his power to rewind the time a few seconds when Vegeta destroyed a bridge just for the sake of destroying it because he was angry, and that irritated Vegeta a lot, who didn't say anything that day. But something that Goku and Vegeta didn't know was that Whis kept an eye on the two of them all the time and passed on the information he had to Beerus because he was the god of destruction of the 7th universe. Everything that happened in his universe could be considered big, so he should have known, and Beerus was not at all happy to know what Vegeta was thinking and doing at some moments, but Beerus decided not to act for now and was just waiting for the right moment to act. as Beerus was planning to put a plan into action, but for that he needed more time to train with Whis, who already knew what his god of destruction was planning. The angel was helping Beerus achieve his goal, so Beerus could not be considered someone weak by Goku and Vegeta. Even though they are extremely powerful currently, they thought that Beerus was no longer the warrior and opponent they had to be afraid of facing, but rather a weak opponent that Goku and Vegeta would be able to easily defeat whenever they wanted. But rather, the half-angel and the Prince of Saiyans was very mistaken about the power that Beerus possessed, as Beerus would demonstrate the true power of a god of destruction from the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely at Son Goku's house, it was possible to see the half-angel in the living room with his wife. Both were watching a movie and enjoying each other's company, and as that day was Goku's day off. Regarding his new job as an angel, he was taking the opportunity to spend time with his wife, who was happy that Goku spent so much time with her, as every time he had time off from his new job, Goku would spend time with Chi-Chi and with their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren who visited Goku and Chi-Chi's house a lot. But that day, it was just the couple. But unfortunately for the couple, a pillar of energy appeared in front of Goku's house, who already knew who it should be, but was surprised by the sudden appearance of both divine beings. Goku said, "Apparently Whis and Beerus came to visit me. I think they want to know how Vegeta is doing in his job as God of Destruction." Goku said while looking at his wife, who just sighed as he was enjoying the moment between the two, and now this moment would end with the arrival of the two divine beings. Chi-Chi got up together with Goku and went to open the door for Beerus and Whis, who entered and both had a serious look, something that made Goku and Chi-Chi realize that the matter was serious and not something nonsense that Beerus was wanting to do or had come to ask. Goku said, "By the look on your two faces, something serious happened this time, and since you're here it means you need me, or the matter this time is related to Vegeta, which I think is more likely because of the looks on your two faces." Goku said while looking at Beerus and Whis, who nodded in agreement, and that made Goku sigh. Whis said, "Exactly, Goku. Apparently Vegeta has been very busy destroying some planets, and some of them Vegeta destroyed in the correct way as they were being harmful to this universe. But after some time, we saw that Vegeta began to destroy some planets alone, while you stayed with his family, and only after Vegeta did this, he would stand by his family, and all this destruction is altering the balance of the universe, and he apparently is really enjoying destroying the planets and the lives that exist on them, and this is dangerous for all of us. After all, if the universe is judged in a wrong way by the High Priest, the universe would be destroyed just like in the Tournament of Power," was said while showing a hologram with his staff which showed Vegeta destroying several planets without Goku's accompaniment, and every time Vegeta smiled as he destroyed the planets, along with billions of lives, showing that he had no remorse and enjoyed doing that. Something that left Chi-Chi disgusted and Goku sad to see that Vegeta was still the old Vegeta who wanted to destroy everything. Chi-Chi said, "It seems that even after so many years, he still remained the same arrogant and proud Saiyan who just wants to destroy everything and everyone without caring if they are innocent or not. I feel sorry for Bulma, who is married to him." Chi-Chi spoke sadly about her friend who was married to someone like Vegeta, who Chi-Chi thought was not a good person, even more so after what she had just seen. Goku said, "Apparently it was a big mistake to have released Vegeta's power, and it was much worse to have turned him into a god of destruction, even if temporary. Vegeta had a much bigger ego than normal, and thanks to that he must think who can do absolutely anything he wants, and as I had stopped Vegeta from doing this a few times, he got angry. Even more so, when I went back in time to prevent the destruction of an innocent planet, this must have made him very angry. After all, an angel like me shouldn't interfere but rather observe and perhaps give an opinion on what the god of destruction is doing, and nothing more," Goku said while looking at the hologram and seeing the things that Vegeta was doing. For Goku, the deaths of those beings were his fault, as he was the one who released Vegeta's power, and if he hadn't done that, none of those beings or planets would have been destroyed by Vegeta's hands. Beerus said, "I know you're thinking that this is your fault, Goku, and in reality it is, but now is not the time to be regretting it. Let's go after Vegeta, who must be destroying another planet, and we will stop him, and then we will use Shenron's power to bring the planets and their beings back. Vegeta did not use the power of destruction to destroy those planets, so they can return to life peacefully, so not all is lost in the case of those beings and their planets." Beerus spoke in a serious tone. because really all of that was Goku's fault, and even indirectly, he was responsible for the death of all those beings and planets. Goku said, "So let's go. I don't want Vegeta to continue destroying planets and killing innocent lives." Goku said, giving his wife a kiss, and then he teleported along with Beerus and Whis to the place where Vegeta was, who had just destroyed another planet and wasn't even surprised by the arrival of Whis, Beerus, and Goku. In fact, he smiled when he saw those three. Vegeta thought, "It's time to test how strong I currently am. Will I be able to defeat Kakarot before Beerus or Beerus before Kakarot?" Vegeta thought, wondering which of the two opponents would be defeated first by his current power. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely in a place millions of light years from planet Earth, there were some planets where most of them did not have intelligent life, but only some material resources. In the middle of space, near those planets, it was possible to see Vegeta, Goku, Beerus, and Whis. Everyone present came after Vegeta, who was destroying the planets with living beings simply because he wanted to do so. And as Goku was not allowing Vegeta to destroy everything, the Prince of Saiyans decided not to destroy the planets in the presence of Goku, knew that the Half-Angel would stop him from doing that. But Beerus and Whis had gone after Vegeta to prevent him from breaking the balance of the universe. After all, if that happened, everything within Universe 7 would be destroyed, along with everyone who lived in it, as Goku and Vegeta's family would end up dying. And not only that, but Beerus would also lose his life, and this is one of the main reasons why Beerus wanted to stop Vegeta. After all, he could still be punished by Zeno-sama. We said, "Vegeta, tell us, why exactly did you do all this? Why is it destroying so many planets with all living beings? Even you should be smart enough to know that destroying a large number of planets simply because you want to can end up altering the balance of the universe. This could have a huge consequence, and if Zeno finds out, this could result in the destruction of the 7th universe along with the Your Family. Tell us, Vegeta, why are you doing all this?" The angel asked in a serious manner while looking at Vegeta, who stared at him before answering the question from the original angel from the 7th universe. Vegeta said, "I'm doing my job the right way. I'm destroying all those planets that are delaying the development of the 7th universe. The ones I destroyed are hindering the progress of the 7th universe, and there are the planets that are under control of members of Frieza's army. So eliminating these planets is the best solution, and I admit that doing all this makes me very happy. After all, destroying anything related to Frieza makes me happy in a way." Vegeta said while looking at Whis and the other two, who didn't really like that answer, especially Goku, who thought it was extremely stupid. Goku said, "Vegeta, I told you that it wasn't the beings' fault for being enslaved by members of Frieza's army. They could lead normal lives now without Frieza's army enslaving them, and yet you went there and killed all those beings and destroyed their planets?" Goku said, visibly irritated. After all, Goku stopped Vegeta and advised him not to kill innocent beings who were just victims of Frieza and his army, and even then he didn't care and killed everyone. Vegeta said, "Since you want to stop me so much, Goku, then how about facing me here and now, and not only you but Beerus too? After all, the three of us can be considered the three super powerful ones of the 7th universe, since Whis is an angel by complete and can't fight, so he doesn't get this superpower like the three of us. We're going to fight and the winner rules the losers. That seems like an excellent idea, don't you think?" Vegeta said while looking at Goku and Beerus, clearly challenging them both to a battle for control of the 7th universe. After all, those three were the most powerful in the entire 7th universe. Goku said, "If we fight and you lose, will you accept orders from one of us without trying to rebel against us?" Goku asked while looking at his old rival, who nodded positively at him, and with that Goku sighed and accepted to fight. Then he moved away from Beerus, staying a safe distance from Beerus and Vegeta. Beerus said, "So this is what you want, Vegeta? A fight between the most powerful? If that's what you want, that's what you'll get," said the true god of destruction of the 7th universe, releasing his energy of destruction, and upon seeing this, Vegeta and Goku did the same thing. When Whis saw what was about to happen, he hit his staff on the ground, causing everyone to be teleported to another dimension where their battle would not affect the 7th universe, and just to be sure, Whis created several barriers around them, preventing the energy of those three somehow affect the 12 universes. Beerus is the first to attack, advancing towards Vegeta and performing several blows that Vegeta managed to dodge for the most part, but one of the blows was so fast that Vegeta instinctively defended himself by crossing his arms, and upon receiving the blow from Beerus, Vegeta was thrown to so far away that he ended up crashing into the barrier made by Whis, creating a crack in the barrier. Goku activated the power of Ultra Instinct and advanced towards Beerus, trying to land a kick at the God of Destruction, who dodged the attack and counter-attacked with a punch to Goku's abdomen, making the half-angel spit out some saliva. Then Goku received it. A right punch and another left, followed by a kick given by Beerus that threw Goku away. Whis thought apparently Mr. Beerus' training was very effective. His strength and speed became much greater, and not only that, but his reaction speed increased a lot. But Beerus is still not using his full power in reality. I'm even curious to know what Vegeta and Goku's reaction will be when they see Mr. Beerus' new power. Whis thought as he looked at Beerus in that battle, and a smile ended up appearing on Whis' face when he learned that Beerus wasn't even using his full power yet. Vegeta, upon feeling those blows, became very angry and advanced towards Beerus, trying to land a punch at him, but Beerus managed to dodge most of the blows, and when one of them was about to hit Beerus, the tail of the God of Destruction ended up holding Vegeta's wrist, and with that, Beerus turned his body and threw the Prince of Saiyans towards Goku, who had advanced towards Beerus. When Goku saw Vegeta, he tried to punch him, but Vegeta managed to turn his body, dodging Goku's blow, who ended up receiving a kick from Vegeta, followed by a ki sphere fired by Beerus, who advanced against Goku and Vegeta. Beerus landed a kick at Vegeta, who held the God of Destruction's leg, and with that gap, Vegeta fired a blast of energy at Beerus, making him fly back, and with that, Vegeta gave an arrogant smile, but his smile disappeared when he received a punch from Goku that hit his face, sending Vegeta away from him. The three warriors recovered from the previous blows and looked at each other for a moment, and then they all advanced towards each other, causing the three to collide and begin a hand-to-hand fight at high speed. Only divine beings would be able to see, and some would still have difficulty seeing, due to the speed of the three most powerful in the 7th universe. But for Whis, it was easy to see the speed of those three beings. Vegeta, using his power of destruction, began to land several blows on Goku, but Goku dodged Vegeta's blows and at the same time attacked Beerus, who defended himself and attacked Vegeta and then Goku. Beerus managed to land several blows on Goku and Vegeta, but the two began to focus on hitting Beerus, who ended up having to dodge and defend himself from the blows of his two opponents. But Beerus didn't spend the entire time defending himself, as the God of Destruction raised his power, generating a small pulse of Kai, making Goku and Vegeta open a gap. And with that, Beerus landed a precise punch on Vegeta's face, followed by a kick on Goku's face, making them both separate, and at the same time, Beerus generated 2 spheres of energy from the destruction in his hands and fired at the two, generating an explosion of energy of destruction. Goku and Vegeta, upon receiving the attack, ended up being injured, and upon seeing this, they began to increase their powers, and the two together advanced against Beerus and began to give a sequence of blows together to Beerus, who began to be cornered by the two warriors, who began to hit several precise blows at Beerus, who was retreating. Beerus thought, looks like it's time to use that. I was being underestimated by these two for a while, but now it's time to show why I'm the God of Destruction in the 7th universe. Beerus thought, and then released his aura, making Goku and Vegeta move away from him out of pure instinct, as if they were bunnies in front of a lion. Whis thought, after almost dying in the tournament of power, and after almost being killed by Vegeta and Frieza, Mr. Beerus managed to activate the power of Ultra Instinct in Omen form, and after I sent him to that other dimension so he could train, Beerus has finally achieved the power he always thought was impossible. Now he is probably the most powerful God of Destruction in history. He thought the angel as he looked at Beerus and saw a great aura surround his body that made everything around him shake, and possibly all the other 12 universes were shaking with the release of that energy. When Beerus' aura stopped being released, Goku and Vegeta were shocked to see that Beerus was using the power of complete Ultra Instinct combined with the power of destruction, so it would be a type of Ultra Instinct fused with Hakai. It would basically be the union of Ultra Instinct, of Goku and Vegeta's Ultra Ego. Beerus, the moment he transformed, advanced towards Goku and Vegeta, giving neither of them time to react. Goku ended up receiving a punch from Beerus which made him gasp for air, and before he understood what happened, Goku received a blow to the back of his head which ended up knocking out the half-angel. Vegeta fired a blast of destruction energy towards Beerus, but the attack ended up missing Beerus, who appeared in front of Vegeta and started punching him in the face until the Saiyan Prince ended up being knocked out by the brutal sequence of blows. And with this, Beerus showed Goku and Vegeta that he is still the strongest in the 7th universe. So guys, the video ends here, but remember, don't forget to like the video to motivate me to bring epic videos like this one. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news. So bye.